Did you really think Mercedes was sleeping while other brands were launching their new models? You were wrong. Mercedes was preparing the strongest blow of recent years, and what they're launching for 2026 is going to shake the global market. The German giant comes with complete redesigns, new platforms, improved engines, and models that are scaring, without exaggeration, several brands that only boast cheap technology. Mercedes seeks to reclaim the throne, and they're doing it, as always, with vehicles that don't fail, that are prepared to continue conquering the market for the next 10 years. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 new Mercedes 2026 models that are already generating panic in the competition. I'll show you the confirmed engines, the changes that weren't expected, and the prices they'll arrive at the market with. So settle in and share this video in your groups, because they're definitely going to want to see this. You're going to see why Mercedes is proving to be the most feared brand in the entire industry. Welcome to the best car channel on YouTube. This is ADIF Cars. Number 5. Mercedes EQB 2026. We start this list with a launch that's going to drive half the automotive planet crazy. I present to you the Mercedes EQB 2026, the new electric SUV that arrives with all the essence of the brand, but at a price that honestly nobody expected. Mercedes did what they do best again: take luxury, make it more accessible, and maintain the DNA that turned them into an icon for over a century. Here, they didn't invent anything weird. They didn't put in giant screens to distract or experimental engines. They went for the safe bet. And speaking of motors, Mercedes didn't play around. They put in a dual motor system capable of generating 288 horsepower, a powertrain proven in the toughest conditions around the world. And for those who want more range and less charging time, there will be a long-range version with 340 miles of autonomy, perfect for demanding work and long trips. Mercedes here said, "We're going with reliability," and that's why this model is going to sell like hotcakes. But the magic isn't only in the mechanics. Look at the design. This EQB stands firm with a front that steals glances from the first time. It's built on the EV2 platform, the same base as the EQS and EQE, but adapted for a compact and super functional format. Reinforced chassis, intelligent all-wheel drive, and behavior worthy of a Mercedes in miniature. The design, without a doubt, is a jewel. LED headlights, aerodynamic body, elevated stance, everything inspired by Mercedes' legendary engineering. And yes, Mercedes knows it. The luxury seekers are going to fall surrendered from the first glance. Inside, they also did serious work: a completely renovated dashboard, high-quality materials, pleasant touch, useful controls, a steering wheel that feels solid, and of course, Mercedes' MBUX system included from the base version. And now I'll tell you about the strongest blow: the price. Mercedes confirmed that this EQB will arrive starting at $45,000, and the strategy is to bring it with that same approach: accessible, premium, and without so many complications. And believe me, when other brands see that number, they're going to start sweating cold. This electric Mercedes comes to conquer Mercedes fans and those who aren't. It's also proof that Mercedes is coming back strong with models that are hard to ignore. Number 4. Mercedes C-Class 2026. We couldn't leave out one of the most anticipated launches of the entire automotive industry. This is the Mercedes C-Class 2026, the German sedan most sold on the planet, the absolute king of the segment, and the one that finally, after 5 long years, receives a new generation. Mercedes didn't want to rush. It's an iconic vehicle worldwide, and they couldn't afford to launch it halfway. While the competition was putting out models full of giant screens, experimental hybridizations, Mercedes was preparing its silent blow, and when it arrived, it left everyone frozen. Here, it's completely renovated, more modern, more aggressive, and more Mercedes than ever. And let's start with something thousands of owners were begging for: the performance. Power delivery was always the strong point of the previous C-Class, but this time, Mercedes listened and applied a new turbocharged engine, a rigid chassis, and improvements in suspension for the cabin to be more responsive than ever. Yes, Mercedes finally perfected the detail most praised about this model. On the outside, the change is brutal: a sharper grille, a robust front with strong character, LED headlights in arrow shape, larger rims, and a wider and firmer stance. It's a C-Class that now looks modern, imposing, and updated to truly compete. But where Mercedes is going to scare more than one brand is in the motorization. The C-Class 2026 arrives with a renewed hybrid system that combines the turbocharged gasoline engine of 2.0 liters with new generation electric motors. Now it delivers 308 horsepower with consumption that exceeds 45 miles per gallon. More power, more efficiency, and less gasoline. Exactly what people have been asking for years. And if that surprises you, listen to this. Mercedes confirmed a plug-in version capable of traveling up to 62 miles in totally electric mode. That means for daily trips, you're practically not going to spend fuel, a direct blow to the competition. This new generation integrates the Mercedes Drive Pilot suite with improved automatic braking, advanced pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, and a more intelligent adaptive cruise control. The German brand continues at the forefront in active safety, and we all know that. The price calls a lot of attention this year, and it's expected to start near $48,000. And believe me, when it arrives with that price and this level of improvements, several brands are going to start trembling. Because if Mercedes does something better than anyone, it's cars that don't fail, don't devalue, and last decades. And not anyone can boast that. With the C-Class 2026, Mercedes seeks to completely recover the crown of the most savage segment of the market. And seeing what they did with this new generation, I assure you they're coming for everything. And don't move, because now we entered the top 3 of the most anticipated Mercedes models of 2026, and the next one is a new launch with an unbelievable price. Number 3, Mercedes GLC 2026. We open the top 3 with a vehicle that Mercedes created with a very clear mission: pure luxury, real capacity, and zero unnecessary ornaments. This is the Mercedes GLC 2026, the SUV that many entrepreneurs were waiting for and that arrives to put order in a segment that was filling up with apparent luxury SUVs that only serve for photos. And listen to this, the GLC is basically a smaller GLE, but more affordable. Just as you hear it, it's built on the same platform as the GLE, but adapted to be more accessible, more agile, and more functional. Mercedes didn't want to invent anything weird or experiment with technologies nobody asked for. They did what they know how to do: a strong vehicle, reliable, and ready to work all week. Mercedes decided to put in a heart we already know, and that's more than proven on the toughest roads in the world. The turbocharged 2.0-liter block with 228 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. You realize, towing capacity, strength to load, and reasonable consumption. That engine moves a GLE without problems. Imagine what it'll do in a GLC that's lighter.
The transmission is also a success, a 9-speed automatic that gives you total control of torque and power. The purists, drivers from urban zones, those who carry weight every day, they're going to applaud this decision because they prefer refined mechanics before complicated manuals that later fail. The GLC arrives with a design thought for real businesses. It's not an SUV to show off or fill with screens. It's a tool, a modular platform that allows you to configure it however you want. Cargo space, premium interiors, sport packages, whatever your lifestyle needs. This is how you manufacture a luxury SUV, thinking about real life, not marketing. And now, yes, let's talk about price. Mercedes launched this model with an approximate base price of $52,000, which is much less than a standard GLE. And why? Because Mercedes understood that thousands of people needed a reliable SUV, strong and accessible. That's what destroys the competition. When you give German durability at competitive price, the Mercedes GLC 2026 is going to be one of the strongest launches globally. It's the SUV people were asking for, the SUV that's going to sell itself, and the one that's going to make several brands tremble that got used to offering empty luxury without true capacity. Number 2, Mercedes E-Class 2026. In this position, I bring one of the most popular luxury sedans of recent years, and that arrives renovated to continue selling thousands and thousands of units. This is the Mercedes E-Class 2026. The sedan Mercedes polished thoroughly because they saw how other brands were flooding the industry. And Mercedes, who stays quiet but never asleep, prepared this model with the best they have: proven hybrid engines and the reputation of German durability that no one has been able to replicate. This E-Class arrives with the intention of giving an authority blow to the BMW 5 Series and the Audi A6, two strong rivals but that globally don't have the same loyalty that Mercedes has built for decades. Visually, you'll notice it right away. The facelift 2026 brings a more aggressive front, with a honeycomb grille in the body color, sharper headlights, and a more sporty stance. But where Mercedes really steps strong is in the mechanical. The E-Class 2026 incorporates a hybrid engine of 2.0 liters capable of delivering 375 horsepower. A hybrid system that's not experimental, it's not a risky bet. It's the same technology proven for years in millions of units around the world. If Mercedes does something better than anyone, it's that they don't launch an engine without testing it to exhaustion. That's why their hybrids don't fail, don't give headaches, and that's why this E-Class continues leading above many that boast numbers but not durability. In safety, they didn't stay behind either. The 2026 model maintains the Mercedes safety package with automatic braking, lane assistance, pedestrian recognition, and a more refined adaptive cruise control system. Everything people demand today, but at a Mercedes level. And the price is almost a direct message for the competition. While many brands are desperately lowering prices to sell, Mercedes stayed firm, because when you buy a Mercedes, you buy real value. Globally, this sedan is positioned around $65,000 for basic versions, and in the United States, it starts near $60,000 in gasoline option. A solid price for a sedan that maintains value, doesn't fail, and doesn't abandon you. That's why this sedan became the favorite of thousands of families worldwide. And now, in 2026, with this update, it comes with all the intention of continuing to dominate. And now, yes, get ready because comes number one, the Mercedes launch that has the whole world anxious to see it at the dealership. Number 1, Mercedes S-Class 2026. Let's go with the most anticipated vehicle of this entire list, the Mercedes vehicle that's already scaring several rival brands before even arriving at dealerships. I'm talking about the Mercedes S-Class 2026, the sedan that demonstrates again why Mercedes continues being the world king in luxury vehicles, innovation, and extreme durability. The new S-Class arrives with a completely renovated design. You notice from afar that this model no longer plays in the same league. The brand applied its philosophy of, if you're going to improve it seriously. And the result is a sedan with much more aggressive lines, a gigantic grille that imposes, sharp LED headlights, and a style that transmits power wherever you look at it. It's a sedan that without moving already gives you the sensation it can handle everything. And if we talk about the engine, that's where Mercedes hit the strongest blow. For the first time in its history, the S-Class gets electrified. But calm down, because Mercedes didn't do any craziness. They followed the formula that turned it into legend. They maintained the traditional gasoline engine, the 3.0-liter that so many owners love for its reliability, with 429 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. That block continues being the heart of millions of Mercedes worldwide, and continues because it doesn't fail, because it endures. But the true novelty is the arrival of the 4.0-liter electrified block, a mild hybrid of 48 volts that promises impressive performance. This new engine reaches around 496 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque, a figure that's going to make all the competition's luxury sedans tremble that have been boasting about power for months. Mercedes made clear they continue being number one when it comes to reliable and efficient engines. The chassis also had an important evolution. It's reinforced, more rigid, more stable, made to support impacts, load, impossible roads, and extreme climates. The suspension was adjusted to offer much more comfortable handling without sacrificing on-road capability, something very few sedans manage to balance. In countries like the United States, Germany, or China, where these sedans are really used, you know how important this improvement is. Mercedes improved the interior as users requested. They wanted better materials and more comfort, and this time they delivered. The new S-Class arrives with a much more modern cabin, better finishes, a more refined dashboard, and all the necessary technology without falling into excesses that later end up giving problems. And as always, it comes equipped with the latest version of Mercedes Safety, one of the most complete safety packages in the world. Regarding price, it will vary by country, but what we already know is that an S-Class is never an expense. It's an investment that lasts complete generations. That's why, even if the price hovers around $110,000 in its base version, people pay it without thinking too much, because they know they're buying a sedan that doesn't die after 3 years, nor devalues like others we already know. So there you have it. The S-Class 2026 arrives with a single objective: to continue being the queen of the segment for another complete decade. This sedan is the dream of any person who needs a vehicle that doesn't leave them stranded, that endures true luxury and conserves its value like no other. And now, if you want to see how other brands are also counterattacking, I leave you this video with the luxury cars that are surprising the entire world. Click on it and watch it now.